the land of the blue sky, Mongolia is an immense territory of plains and mountains. Although a third of its population is nomadic, the country is undergoing change. Today's yurts are equipped with solar panels. In the heart of the country, in the middle of the steppe, lies a sacred site that transcends time. Erdene Zuu Monastery is without a doubt Mongolia's most ancient Buddhist sanctuary. It has housed over 60 temples, but most were razed by the communist authorities at the beginning of the 20th century. Re-established in the 1990s, today it harbors a school where young students come to quench their thirst for knowledge.
My name is Jovdoosanjid. I began studying Buddhism here in Erdene Zuu at the age of 14. Before coming to Erdene Zuu, I lived in the village of Zunbayan. I went to school there. Once I finished the last class of middle school, I obtained the Certificate of General Education. A monk came from Erdene Zuu Monastery to see us and asked if we were interested in joining the monastery and settling there. I said I was interested.
After having rung the morning prayer, Jovdoosanjid joins the other monks for the first lessons of the day. "60 monks live here year-round. The youngest follow a regular school program along with their religious training. Many of the students who arrived the same year as Jovdoosanjid renounce this studious and demanding religious life.
When we arrived here, the first few months we were dressed in our civilian clothes. 2 months later, we received blessings from our High Lama. From that time on, we were allowed to wear monk robes. I decided to become a monk on my own. It was not my family's choice. I want to go all the way in this vocation. It has now been 4 years since I arrived at the Erdene Zuu Monastery. To be a monk, one must be charitable. Today we pray for others. We read the sacred books, not for us, but for the good of others. We cannot pray only for our relatives. After the prayer, we must learn the ritual offerings. For us, it is a very important ritual. For when we visit people's homes, we must do 2 things: the ritual offerings and the reading of sacred texts. This is a cake I am preparing to appease and cheer the spirit of the earth. When we have no rain, I do a ritual offering for the sky to give us rain. This cake is made with tea flour and butter. The 8 leaves are the symbol of the spirit of the earth. Different types of cakes have different functions.
Erdene Zuu is a site in perpetual evolution that has been modified over a period surpassing 300 years by Abatai Khan and his descendants. The vast enclosure surrounding the site is topped with 108 white sculptures containing relics, They are stupas. They make the site visible from long distances all around. By becoming a mausoleum for man and for Buddha, the stupa abolishes the border between the profane and the sacred. Erdene Zuu is a political and religious symbol. In 1939, it was the first victim of an unprecedented purge led by the Mongol communist power to eradicate Buddhism. Most of the monastery's temples were destroyed and the monks executed. In all of Mongolia, the purges would cause the death of over 17,000 monks. The commemorations continue outside. The monks, at the head of a large procession, leave the monastery. They begin a procession along the walls of the site. They turn in a movement that will bring them back to their starting point, simulating the rotation of the Earth around the Sun. Walking in the footsteps of the generations of monks preceding him, Jovdoosanjid represents the future of the monastery.
The monks of Erdene Zuu are respected throughout the country. The monastery is well known. We are respected everywhere we go. The other grand monastery is in Ulaanbaatar. It is the Gandan monastery. When I finish my studies in Ulaanbaatar, I will come back to work as a monk at the Erdene Zuu monastery. My two professors show great faith in me, and I do not want to betray their trust. This is why I would like to come back to Erdene Zuu to become a Grand Lama astronomer.